Okay, welcome to game 2 of my no terminals match versus Dryope. I am down 1-0. So I start with the 5-2 on this kingdom, which is nice. There are good 5-cost cards. Most certainly that's going to be Vampire, although there is demand. But there's nothing I want to demand. I think that's super interesting to me. So I could buy Vampire, pursue Vampire, and then pick up some stuff from there. The issue with this kingdom is that there's no draw, really. Apothecary can draw you coppers. Goat Herd and Loan and Lookout can all thin you down. You get plenty of plus buys with Market. Market Square, if you want to do cost reduction with Quarry, you can do that. But that seems pretty slow to work. I think the Vampire is still worth it, just there's stuff you want to gain. You want to gain a Relic, you want to gain some Markets. Maybe later on you gain a Treasure Trove. And then I think you want to get Lookouts, at least a Lookout and a Goat Herd. I think my first 5 is going to be Relic. And then after that I can gain with the Vampire. Probably Markets mostly, but we'll see what I need. There's so much trashing you could consider getting some Market Squares early, and then transitioning to like a money-ish thing with Treasure Trove. And you've still got Lookout and Goat Herd to thin random extra coppers. So like a dirty money strategy where you start out looking kind of like you're building an engine and then transition to something like that. I will pursue Vampire and trigger the shuffle. So they open with a Quarry, which makes sense. Does it make any sense? It doesn't actually make any sense to me. Now that I say it makes sense, but I guess you're just going for a big Market Square Market stack, and you get a bunch of Quarries, and you get a Quarry in play, and then you buy a bunch of Market Squares, and then Markets only cost 3. But I'm not quite sure what that's doing for you. It doesn't seem like it's it's kind of spinning, unless they have a different plan with the Quarry. Like Apothecary is interesting. Okay, so they get Quarry Lookout. So I'm going to go a Lookout of my own, and then gain the Relic. And that's a very nice hit for me. Poverty. The fact that they're pausing here also means that likely they have to discard something good. Which is what? A card and a copper. Okay, so probably 2 coppers or a state copper. I will gain the Relic now. And I can pursue again. I'll probably pursue Relic. Or I do want to trigger this shuffle. I could also pursue Lookout. That doesn't seem crazy. I'd obviously much rather have 3 here to buy a Goat Herd. But I can trigger a shuffle without all these estates in it. I wonder if pursuing something other than like pursuing copper, but no, I think I'll just pursue Relic. Discard 2 coppers and a bat, which is not the greatest, but I'll get to see the bat next turn. And hopefully trash an estate here. They're continuing on their Market Square-ish type plan. So I have 5. And again, the question is, do I want to go for this Market Square, Market, Treasure Trove, Goat Herd, Lookout thing? I think at least no matter what I do, I want to get Markets. There's no terminals in this mix, obviously, so I'll always be able to play the Market. And here I'll be able to get quite thin again. Okay, yeah, I was thinking about demanding a Goat Herd, and if I knew they had their Lookout coming up, I would have done that, but I wasn't sure that was coming up. I do think Apothecary is a consideration here if you have the 4/3. Just to draw through the coppers, you can line up stuff with lookouts, and you can add markets and market squares, and potentially even more coppers to that deck, and get some big turns. But you can't really add golds to that deck with Treasure Trove. You can basically only add cantrips and coppers. Okay, I'll pick up my own goat herd now and trash this estates. I'll be over trashed pretty soon, but that's not the end of the world. Again, with Market Square and goat herd, I'll be able to potentially add in more payload if I need it. So I think I'll add the Market Square now. Bottom cards are Vampire, Relic. So I'm not going to play this Lookout, unfortunately. And I will just buy another Market Square, I guess. Yeah, so there's like a 1 in 3 chance I would have reeled Market, and then both my Relic and my Vampire. Well, my Vampire misses the shuffle either way because it becomes a bat, but yeah, so I guess I'm going in for this market strategy for now. Gain a bunch of markets, and then the deck gets pretty dirty. I trashed nothing. Not sure how that's possible. They have all their Market Square. Their hand is 2 Market Squares, Goat Herd, Lookout, which is pretty impressive. So they've got plenty of coppers down there to trash, and they can discard a copper Market Square. That's weird. They have 4, 3, and 4 costs in their deck, and they're all in their hand there, which is funny. Oh, they had a Quarry in hand as well. I could have trashed the Quarry. So Quarry, Goat Herd, Lookout, Market Square. Okay, so play the Lookout, trash the copper. I will gain 2 golds. And I don't want to pursue because most of my stuff down there is good. I could pursue Market maybe. No, I think I'm good not pursuing. So now that I've gained the golds, I start to lose some amount of deck control. I do again have the bat, have the Goat Herd, so I should be able to finish thinning my coppers, of which I've got 4 probably. I must have 5. I'm not quite sure how they got thin so much faster than me. They bought their Lookout 1 turn earlier. I skipped my bat. Okay, there's a variety of factors led to that. I guess I'll skip that. Okay, so I have 8. I could do some demand tricks, or I could just get another market, or I could start provincing. These decks don't hold provinces terribly well. It makes sense to build a little bit more before provincing. What does that mean for me? It just means a market and a Market Square, or a market and something else, another Relic. I could demand something and get a horse on top, or I could just buy a province. I think the way these decks are working, it makes sense to just start buying provinces now. So I'm going to do that. So they've now started gaining golds, which makes sense. Oh, they gained 1 last turn, but they gained a couple there. Okay, drawing along. I would much rather trash 2 coppers than buy a province here, especially because I already have province. No, I think because I have a province already. I'm just going to keep buying provinces. Trash 1 copper, and I've got lookout still. I've got other stuff I can display, reveal. Unfortunately, all the stuff I would want to trash is in my hand right now, the 2 coppers. So I can't really play this market square. And yeah, the quarry is finally paying off. They're able to buy like double market turns. Oh, the goat herd was something I could have trashed. Well, I can trash this copper with the goat herd though. Yeah, do I want to play this lookout, trigger a shuffle? What do I have in there? I can discard market square. I can trash market squares. I've got a copper. I think that feels a little bit dangerous. I'm going to pursue gold. Skip the market and a relic, but so their deck does seem better than mine now. They got thin a little bit faster. I still have not finished thinning. I'm not quite sure how that happened. They're able to double province, which is pretty impressive here. Although they might consider like market square, market square, market square, or something. Okay, they're just going to go double, which makes sense. I struggle to think how they can double reliably multiple times. All my golds are in my hand, so I don't want to pursue. Play the vampire. I trash their quarry, which is fine. They don't really want to use the quarry anymore. I think I need to go duchy here. And end the game quicker. The alternative is I go market and try to, or something like relic, try to just get a little bit more payload, a little bit of that attack in. The relic attack should be pretty brutal for them. Thing is, if they double province again, I have to province back. I don't think they could double province again. I don't think they can double province again. So I think duchy makes the most sense, and I may be adding in a little bit too much green. We'll see. Yeah, so the green cards, they've got multiple stop cards now. The extra market squares don't do that much. They have 11. Yeah, so their next hand, they've got a lot. They're going to have 2 golds, 2 markets. Duchy market. That's interesting. Why didn't they buy a province? I don't think they could possibly be worried about me doubling. Did they trash any cards last turn? Market. Play the goat herd. They didn't trash. I'm going to trash my goat herd here. I think this relic will be quite annoying for them. And I'm going to demand something. What's the best thing to demand? Like just a silver? And then try to get a big turn off, use the extra horse. So the horse gets me an extra card next turn. I've already got a VP lead. Potentially get to like province duchy next turn. And if they double province, I should be able to come back against that. So demand. You could also demand a market square, which just gives me an extra draw. It doesn't, just replaces itself. Is there anything else I can demand that would look good? Or just buy a duchy. The next hand, I've got my 3 golds. Market square. Market. It seems like demanding here is a good play. So, this is an important decision. So if I buy a duchy, next turn I'm likely to get to a single province. If I demand for a silver, I'm almost guaranteed to get province plus. Feels close. I will have the vampire coming around, so I can, in a little bit longer game, I have the advantage if I can survive. So I don't need to win right away, because if the vampire comes back around, I get a free duchy. And they can't double province here, although they can certainly single province. I'm not sure why they didn't single province last turn. That puts me in a little bit tougher spot. What I'm thinking of is, yes, they've still got a lookout, right? So they have, or did they trash their lookout? I think they may have trashed their lookout a couple turns ago. I'm just trying to count how many dead cards they have. Yeah, they trashed their lookout in turn 12, which was a good decision probably to make. It's a stop card, but yeah, so they've got, so I've got 8 here. I'm not worried about double provincing at all. I have a couple of markets down there, and I don't want to play this lookout, certainly, because I'm likely to hit all good cards. So I can buy a province here and claim that they can't, they're not going to be able to province duchy with a deck that added a bunch of green cards. Or I can just duchy and then try to province next turn. And they may be afraid to take the last province next turn. But if they take a province next turn, so if they take province, if I buy a province now, they have to get to 13 money, which is certainly doable. They've got like 6 or 7 markets and 4 golds. They also have a bunch of provinces in there. The silver, the goat herd, which won't draw them anything. So if I buy duchy now, I'm at 27. If they just get to 1 province or province duchy, they're at 30. I have to get to province next turn to win. And I don't think I can do that. I don't think my deck is good enough to do that next turn. So I'm going to buy a province. Yeah, that seems to have been the right decision, as my deck does not appear to have been good enough to do that. We'll see how many markets they play. It's a good sign for me. Yeah, they just buy a duchy. And that was 2 of their golds, so it seems like it's going to be tough for them to, and 3 of their golds now. I'm going to play this lookout first, and then draw whatever I can find with the market square. Ugh. Well, I knew that was kind of going to happen. Okay, I need to buy 1 estate now, just in case they can get to province estate. Although again, they have discarded 3 of their golds. So, oh, the goat herd draws. That's unfortunate. I think they can trigger a shuffle here, but it's going to be a bad one because they've added more green and all their markets are out. So they have to win now this turn. 11. They can take a tie. And they were second player. So it's a tie. Good game. If I'd had a slightly better draw last turn, I could have, if I'd revealed like gold market, I could have revealed, could have won that game. Because I would have bought a duchy. Well, it would have carried on. So hard to say, but all in all, fair outcome, I think. And we go to the third game.